why?
they're working.
Shall I tell you
they're
why?
working.
Well, very little. Shall I tell you why we don't talk about them too?
Go on.
Because they're blancmange.
They
are great. They are boring. And guess what? Meghan and Harry bring it.
Hello and welcome to the Showbiz Showdown with me, JJ Anisiobi. This is still the only show on TalkTV where we take on the world of entertainment. And this week we're talking about the couple you love to hate. So, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been labelled hypocrites because they took a private jet from California to Vegas and then Vegas back to California all on the same day just to see Katy Perry in concert. So, today's big question, are Harry and Meghan eco-hypocrites? I think it's a resounding yes, but nevertheless, joining me in the studio here in the Lion's Den, Narinder Kaur is going to try and defend them, maybe. Narinder, welcome.
Of course I'm going to defend them. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. How can you defend them? You heard what I just said. They took a private jet somewhere they could have flown, somewhere they could have driven to.
So what? They took one flight with a load of other people.
2 flights.
And I'd say...
It was a return flight.
I'll tell you who the hypocrites are. The UK media. You've got a royal family paid for by taxpayers who actually are eco-hypocrites, yes?
How are they
because
eco-hypocrites?
The royal family have collectively flown over 100,000 air miles over the last 5 years alone.
Yeah,
enough miles to get them to the moon and back. And all you guys can do
them.
is pick on Harry and Meghan, who are not working royals anymore. We don't pay for them anymore. They pay for themselves. So they took one little flight with a load of other people. So what?
Here's the problem. Charlie boy, sausage fingers, he's not going around preaching to everyone saying, you shouldn't be taking
but he
flights.
did.
You shouldn't be taking flights.
Yes, he did used to. He's only just become king the past 6 months.
Generally?
And he used to talk about it.
Listen. Harry and Meghan, but particularly Harry, are always banging on about your carbon footprint. What about their carbon footprint?
Actually,
do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah, no. Well, actually, let's talk about people, the royal family, the senior royal members, William and Kate, who used the royal helicopter like an Uber drive. Yeah, they are taking that here, there, and everywhere.
That's not as
bad.
But
guess what? We don't talk about them. Shall I tell you
why?
They're working.
Shall
I tell you
why?
They're
working.
Very little. Shall I tell you why we don't talk about them too?
Go on.
Because they're blancmange. They are great. They are boring. And guess what? Meghan and Harry bring it. They were what Britain needed. They've got everything going for them. No, they don't, because guess what? There's so much interest with them too. And this is where racial undertones come into it, JJ. Yeah, it does.
Look,
they do.
It's not racist to call him a ginger whinger.
No, because you know what? Meghan being of mixed race, suddenly them two taking a flight is a problem. I see racial undertones in because no one talks about William and Kate. No one talks about Charles.
Because they're working. William and Kate are working.
So
look, you might not class it as real work, them going around and opening charities.
We pay for them to work.
Yes, we pay for them to work. But Harry is not being paid to go to Vegas. This is not his job. His job is not to fly to Vegas.
But we're not paying for Harry. He can do what he likes. JJ,
well, in that case, Harry should shut his mouth about being an environmentalist.
But I'd say, you know what, people, celebrities, and people like Harry and Meghan, when they do talk about it, you can talk about an issue that affects you. And it doesn't matter if you took one little flight.
It doesn't matter. He does it all the time. He drives around in his SUVs for his polo matches half around the world. Flies on private jets. It's not a one-off, is it?
He can offset his carbon footprint. We should be talking about.
How's he offsetting it?
He can do.
Okay,
we don't know. Maybe he can.
But we don't
know, JJ. The fact is, let's talk about who matters, and that is senior members of the royal family, because they're in this country, they're in the UK. What's Harry and Meghan? They live in America. Right. Nothing to do with us.
Let's talk about the royal family then.
Yeah, let's talk about.
William just flew to Singapore for the Earthshot Prize.
Yeah.
You know how he got there? Not in a private jet, mate.
Commercial flight.
So he flew with all the peasants and commoners who were on that flight. Of course, man was in first class. But the point is, him and 200 other people on that same flight. Not Harry and Meghan, who are on a flight with Benji Madden, Cameron Diaz, and Zoe Saldana.
I don't buy it. I'm not buying any of this.
I'll say one more thing. You know what makes it even worse about this? Mr. Eco-friendly Harry, who owns the jet that they used? An oil baron tycoon.
They're friends, so what?
So how can you say I want to save the planet, but also I'm also mate to the guy who's making loads of money from killing the planet?
JJ, you know what?
So hypocritical.
You sound deluded about William took a commercial flight. So what? And what about Charles? I've got something sinister. There's a real sinister thinking behind all of this.
Watch out for the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, no, not conspiracy. Charles and Camilla's disastrous trip to Kenya. That's now been offset with all these stories going in the papers, and they're now feeding leading the Harry and Meghan hate wagon. It was a complete disaster.
It wasn't a disaster.
It was a complete disaster.
It was a success.
And guess what? They thought, you know
what? The Kenyans loved it.
How can
the Kenyan president loved
didn't love
it. The British people loved it.
They didn't even apologise.
Because they can't apologise. That's down to government. That's not down to them. I think that was a very successful trip by Prince Charles. King Charles, my liege, forgive me.
I'm not going to go down that route, yeah. And the other thing is this whole story about them not being invited to the 75th birthday. Again, who sipped that into the press? Who told the press that? And why did they do it? Because they need to deflect. Every single time the royal family come up against trouble, yeah, which they do all the time because they're useless, yeah. We don't need the royal family. Guess what they do? Feed a little nasty Harry and Meghan story. I'm not having it. And you sound deluded, JJ, actually.
Harry.
You sound like, William took a commercial
The more I
flight.
think about this, the more I think about how Harry is basically just a Tory. Do as I say, not as I do. The Tories, lock down, stay in your houses, apart from us, we're going to have parties. The same Tories, you can't go travel up the motorway, Bernard Castle. Yeah? Harry now, don't take flights. Everyone should be doing more for the environment.
Has he actually said that?
Except for me, I'm going to take a private jet with my wife.
Has he actually said that?
Well, actually, has he said it? Yes, he has. Because in 2019, he set up Travel List Charity, which is all about stopping people from taking private jets and thinking about how you can travel more eco, right?
Yeah.
He's now the patron for that same charity.
Yeah.
He should be sacked from that charity. How can you say to people, don't get private jets, think about the environment, and then be like, but I'm going to see Katy Perry.
Because guess what? It was a one-off, and it doesn't really matter.
It was not a one-off, was it?
You can still be a patron. You can still talk about the environment. And I'm not saying that he's constant.
Oh
my God, JJ, honestly. William's taking a royal helicopter every day. We're not paying for Harry anymore. It doesn't matter. We don't pay for Harry.
I don't care whether it's Harry or Leonardo DiCaprio.
But you seem
They're all hypocrites.
Harry does a lot of good. You know that.
Yeah, he does.
You know Harry
does a lot of good. But then stop.
There you go.
You know what? That's it. End of. Speaking of influence, Harry, you can't even influence your mates. Omid Scobie has a new book out.
Oh, yes.
Endgame.
Yes.
Here's what they say about it.
Yes.
An unpopular king, a power-hungry heir to the throne, a queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image, and a prince forced to start a new life after being betrayed by his own family. Omid Scobie, you are mates with Harry. Clearly, we know you're in his camp. If I was Harry, I'd be saying to Scobie Doo, I'd be saying to him, shut your mouth. Do not write that book. Do not dare slate my family.
Why would he say that?
After Harry and Meghan...
A dad that's neglected him.
After Harry and Meghan did their documentary for Netflix, they said, we will not look retrospectively back at the royal family. We will not talk about the royal family ever again. So stop your mates from doing it. Because if you said if you said you're going to bring out a book that's going to slate my family, I'd be having a word with him and saying to you, do not write... If you're my friend...
Your family that's neglected you, rejected you, treated you like absolute trash. I would be saying to my mate, go for it, and I'd be telling them everything to write. And guess what? I actually welcome this Scooby-Doo, wherever his name is, yes? Omid Scooby-Doo. I actually welcome Scooby-Doo, and I'll tell you why. It's a different voice, because all we get in the media...
It's all man. It's just Harry and Meghan.
JJ, all we get in British media, this is all we get. Oh, the royal family. Oh, isn't Charles great? Oh, Camilla. Oh, this, oh, that. And you know what? I welcome a different alternative voice to say, you know what? There's something fishy about this royal family. And he's written this book. I can't wait. It's a book I would buy. He's right.
Where's he got his information from, do you think? Because he's not in the royal family.
So what you're trying to
say
is you're trying to implicate Harry into this, saying that actually he's given him the green light. He's given him the information. Well, okay. So how do all these other royalists in Britain, where do they get the information, JJ? I got you there.
From the royal family.
Right.
From the royal family.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. They're always being fed nasty little stories.
Yeah.
So guess what? Harry's thinking, right, let's play. Come on, let's play this game and let's get my people out there.
Look,
and I welcome it.
Look, I've met Harry a few times. One thing I can say is that
is he nice?
He's a gentleman. Harry's a lovely man. He's a gent. A hypocrite, but a gentleman. And I don't think Harry would be rubbing his hands together saying, come on, Obi, do this one for me. Come on.
Well, there you go. Then you've just completely contradicted what you just said.
Well, here's the point.
Right.
I don't think Harry will be rubbing his hands together and saying that. But I also think that he should have intervened and said to Omid Scobie, you've done one book already about my family. It'd be great if you didn't do another one.
You know what? I'd say Scooby-Doo's entitled to do what he wants. Yeah, I don't know what's Omid Scobie. Yeah, it's easy to say Scooby-Doo. He's a grown man. He's a grown-ass adult and he can do what he likes. Harry can't say to him, you better not write that book. It's his bread and butter. He can write what he wants.
You're right. Harry can't even tell his celebrity mates to not take private jets owned by oil tycoons who are destroying the planet.
Oh, come on,
Yeah, right. He can't tell a 42-year-old man to not write a book slagging off his own family. But thank you for basically just ending this interview, this whole episode, by saying Harry's a weak man. He can't control his mates.
He's a man in love, and he's a. Shall I tell you what he is?
He's a ginger whinger.
He's
got. He is.
No, he's not.
He is
what the royal family needed. He is strong, and he's got balls. Can I say that?
You can say that.
He's got balls, because I tell you what, he stood up to that toxic family. He's got balls, and he's got you know what? I rate Harry. I rate Harry and Meghan for actually walking away and saying mental health matters.
Are you going to take private jets?
I think it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Private jet,
don't care. I think they can talk about it.
I take private jets, but I don't tell people to not take private jets.
I would. I'd tell them not to, and I'd take it.
Oh, good. Then you are as big a hypocrite as Harry.
No, because it means that I've got influence, and it doesn't matter.
Put a suck in it. Yeah. You're a hypocrite. Harry, you're a hypocrite too. But let me know what you think below in the comments. Is Harry a hypocrite? Is Narinder a hypocrite? Am I a hypocrite? I'm not a hypocrite. If I say to you, don't eat donuts, I won't eat donuts either. But I'm not going to say that, because I'm not a freaking hypocrite. But as I say, I'm getting angry. Leave your comments below and like and subscribe for more. See you next time.